Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches: San Antonio Spurs vs Philadelphia 76ers and Houston Rockets vs New York Knicks, which are happening on Sunday, May 2, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. So I am going to start off by talking about the San Antonio Spurs vs Philadelphia 76ers match. The Philadelphia 76ers go for their fourth straight win Sunday when they face the San Antonio Spurs. The Sixers are 42-21 and are just a half game behind the Nets in the Eastern Conference standings. The Spurs are 31-31 and are 9th in the Western Conference. The Sixers beat the Spurs 134-99 in their only meeting this season back on March 14. Philly is a 5-point favorite. The Philadelphia 76ers have won 3 straight games and they are pretty much injury-free for the first time in a while. They are healthy and, barring any more injuries from here on out, should be ready for a deep playoff run. They are 42-21 and just a half game behind the Nets for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. Top seed means home playoffs throughout, so you know the Sixers want to finish strong. The San Antonio Spurs are coming off one of the most bizarre and embarrassing losses you're ever going to see. They were pounding the Boston Celtics and led 77-48 at halftime. So what happened from there? Well, they blew the lead as Jason Tatum went off for 60 points and then they lost 143-140 in overtime. So they blew a 29-point lead at halftime and at one point had a 32-point lead. The Sixers are fully loaded, meaning they are fully healthy, for the first time in a while. When healthy, they have one of the most balanced teams in the NBA in terms of inside-outside, bench strength, defense, rebounding, etc. In other words, they do everything well. That's a recipe for winning a championship. The Spurs are coming off a flat-out embarrassing loss. Then they have to fly back across the country and face the Sixers. I don't like their chances. They got demolished by the Sixers last time and have no answer for Embiid. My betting advice for that game is to pick Philadelphia -5. So I am going to start off by talking about the New York Knicks vs Houston Rockets match. The Knicks enter this matchup were able to atone for an 8-point home loss to the Phoenix Suns to pick up a 19-point blowout win over the Chicago Bulls April 28 to win their 9th contest in 10 games. Julius Randle and RJ Barrett led the way on efficient shooting nights with 34 and 22 points, respectively, while combining for 7 of the team's 12 trays. The defense allowed 46% shooting to the Bulls, yet forced a total of 14 turnovers en route to their 35th win of the season, putting them 7 games above .500. New York covered as 4-point favorites in the contest and are 9-1 against the number in their last 10, overall. The Rockets were not able to win their second straight contest as they fell at home by 26 to the Golden State Warriors Saturday night as they allowed the road team to outscore them 64-32 in the second half to get their 48th loss of the season. Seth Curry posted 30 points while nailing 7 of the team's 18 three-pointers, while Houston made just 36% of their shots in the loss, along with 21% from long range, as Kevin Porter Jr. led the way with 16 points on just 6-18 FG, 2-8 3-FG, while Kevin Martin Jr. went 6-10 from the floor for 16 off the bench. The Rockets have dropped 8 of their last 10 while going 4-6 ATS during this time, including failing to cover as 8.5-point dogs versus Golden State. The Knicks welcomed a familiar face back on the floor with the return of Alec Burks earlier in the week. It was the first time the veteran guard has been back since going into the league's health and safety protocol. For a team lacking in offensive firepower, the Knicks desperately need Burks' 12.6-point scoring average. However, there's still no certainty he's going to suit up and play against the Rockets on Sunday. Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau isn't opposed to resting him until he's back into game shape. After pulling off a monumental upset win over the Milwaukee Bucks, the fall back down to earth was fast, hard and painful for the Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr.'s 50-point performance was eviscerated within an instant after the team lost again against the Golden State Warriors on Saturday. Which is the case for nearly every team that finds themselves in Houston's crosshairs. Not only can they not get stops on defense, but they are also turnover-prone on offense. There will be so many opportunities for the Knicks to take this game over. The celebration from the win over the Bucks has ended, and it's back to the same ugly reality for the Rockets. They couldn't muster more than 84 total points against the Golden State Warriors, and they'll be facing an even tougher defensive team in the Knicks on Sunday night. My first betting advice for that game is to pick New York Knicks. The Knicks are 21-5 ATS in their last 26 games against a team with a losing record, 5-0 ATS in their last 5 road games, and 35-15-1 ATS in their last 51 games overall. The Rockets are 18-38 ATS in their last 56 home games and 22-45 ATS in their last 67 games overall. The Houston Rockets have been in a serious slump as they've lost 16 of their past 19 games, and they will be hoping to bounce back after getting routed by the Warriors in a 113-87 home loss last night. Kevin Porter Jr. and Kenyon Martin Jr. each scored 16 points. Jae'Sean Tate added 14 points with 3 assists and 3 steals, while Christian Wood chipped in with just 10 points. As a team, the Rockets shot just 36% from the field and 9 of 42 from the three-point line as they really took the fight to the Warriors in the first half to take a 6-point lead into halftime. However, there was just no stopping the Warriors once Stephen Curry got hot, as the Rockets were outscored by 64-32 in the second half. Christian Wood shot just 4 of 15 from the field, while Armoni Brooks scored just 10 points on 3 of 13 shooting. He over is 3-0-1 in the last 4 meetings overall. The Knicks are 5-1 ATS in the last 6 meetings overall, and the Knicks are 6-1 ATS in the last 7 meetings in Houston. It's a classic case of two teams headed in opposite directions, as the Knicks are currently one of the hottest teams in the league with 10 wins in their last 11 games, while the Rockets have lost 16 of their last 19, and are coming into this one fresh off a bad loss to the Warriors. The New York Knicks have been on a tear lately as they've won 10 of their past 11 games, and they will be looking to stay hot after routing the short-handed Bulls in a 113-94 home win on Wednesday. Julius Randle led the team with 34 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. RJ Barrett added 22 points with 7 rebounds and 6 assists, while Reggie Bullock and Emmanuel Quickley each scored 13 points. As a team, the Knicks shot 46% from the field and 12 of 27 from the three-point line as they held the Bulls to just 19 points in the first quarter to take the early double-digit lead, before finishing with a flurry in the fourth quarter where they outscored the Bulls by 37-19 to win comfortably after the Bulls rallied in the third quarter. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 216.5. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.